Okay, so basically, when we are highly confident the share price would sharply decline, we would take a short position. Now, to take a short position or a long position, you need to keep margin with the exchange. So let us see how much amount you need to deposit when you're taking a position. So you can go to Zerodha margin calculator. So if you go to this Zerodha F&O margin calculator, and if you select futures, you can select HDFC Life, HDFC Life 30th April. Here you can see 900 quantity is been shown here. That is basically called as the market lot or a lot size. Then make sure you click on add. So once you click on add, I need to keep 1,67,608 as a margin. Now when we deposit 1,67,000, so here the margin deposited is 1,67,000. Market lot is 900, and we are taking a short position, that is sell at a level of currently we are willing to sell it at a price of 437. Now assume we had sold it at 437, and then let's see what happens to the share price. So here if you see, the date here is 27th March. It was trading around 440, 437 level, and after 27th March the prices sharply came down to 401. So assuming you exit at 405, that is you buy, you go for a, you square off your position. That means when you are taking a fresh buy, we call it as a long position. When you are buying back the position which you have already sold, then it is called as a square off. Let's say you buy back at 405. Here again it is sell minus buy. So you make a profit of 32 rupees. Now 32 into 900, you make a profit of 28,800. So here your return on investment would be 17%. That too you sold on 27th March 2020, and you buy back around, what date it was this? What day did you buy back? You bought somewhere here around 31st March 20. So you make a profit of 28,000. So you make 17% profit on this 3 days. So like this, you can take a short and a long position. Now you may ask a question, what happens if I hold my position till 28th of April? Now, if you're planning to ideally hold till 20th of April, and if the price goes to 500, then this will be your buy price. That is, you did not buy here at 405. Alternatively, you thought price may come down, but the price went up to 500. That time 500, 437 was your sell rate, 500 will be your buy rate, because on 28th April you will have to buy it in spot market at 500 and give it to him at 437. You get only 63 rupees. So 60, you'll have a loss of 63 into 900. Your loss will be 56,700. Now, if you don't buy here on 28th of April, then exchange will buy on your behalf. They will ask you to deposit additional money to buy the shares, and then they will buy it and give it to seller at 437. Sorry, they will buy at 500, and then they would give it to the buyer here, the one who has purchased from you, at 437. And as a result, you will have 63 rupees loss, plus there would be a penalty which is charged by the exchange. So all that losses will be recovered from 1,67,000 what you have deposited with the exchange. So this is how a futures contract get executed in the market. So let us look into some of the terminology which we use. Now you have a spot market rate and a futures price. Now let us look into the difference here. So I'll go to nseindia.com. Now let's say we are all bullish on Sun Pharma, thinking the share price may go up. Now, if you look at the Sun Pharma here, in the spot market, the share is available at 450. So here you have to pay 450. You need to pay 450, and then the shares will get credited in your demat account within 2 days. So in spot market, the spreads in India, spot markets are nothing but called as EQ. So spot markets, or they're also called as cash market. So 450 you have to pay within 2 days, 2 working days, and you will get the delivery of the shares. But if you don't want to go to futures, you can always, sorry, spot market, you can go to futures contract, and you can see here someone is willing to give you the same shares at a price of 451. So spot market rate is 450, but in the futures market they're asking you 452. The simple reason is that you will not be paying full 452 now. You will just be paying a part of it. Like there is a market lot for Sun Pharma. Let us see what is a Sun Pharma market lot. That is 1,250. So market lot 1,250. The rate at which you are buying 452. So 452 into 1,250, the total investment is 5,62,000. So the total buy value is 5,65,000. But there is a very important point. What is the maturity date or the expiry date? When do you get the delivery of the shares? Now the expiry for this particular contract, you can see here, uh, that is 30th of April. So the expiry date is 30th April. So 30th April, you're going to get the delivery of the shares. So what exchange tells you is that anyway, you're not getting the shares immediately. You don't have to pay full 5,67,000. Just pay a margin of, let's say, 35%. So you just have to deposit 5,65,000 into 35%, 1,97,000. So you just have to pay 1,97,000 and you make a deal to buy it at 457. So the capital what you will be saving here, you are not paying full 5,67,000. You are only paying 1,97,000. You are saving 3,67,000. Now by 30th April, the agreement was done on 15th April. Now the trade date which had happened was on 15th April 2000, April 20. Now 16th April, the share price went to the share price went to 460. Now there is a notional gain, not the realized, which we popularly call mark to market, mark to market. So you have a notional gain of 8 rupees because you made a deal to buy at 452. You can sell immediately in the market to someone. You can transfer your right to buy the share, sorry, your obligation to buy the share at 451 to someone at a higher rate at 460. For example, you have booked an apartment at 30 lakh rupees. Now you don't pay the full 30 lakhs to him. You say once the project is completed, I'll come and pay you balance 25 lakhs. Now I pay you 5 lakhs. That 5 lakh is your 1,97,000 what you have paid here. Now after some time, the apartment value from 30 lakh increases to 38 lakh. So what you can do, you have already paid 5 lakh. You can find a prospective buyer and sell the same apartment to him at 38 lakh. So you make a profit of 8 lakh. Now how the settlement will happen? You already paid 5 lakh. Okay. And he needs to pay the builder how much? Balance 25 lakh. That is Mr. A has purchased at 30 lakh. Now Mr. A has sold to Mr. B at what rate? 38 lakhs. So how the settlement will happen here? Mr. B will tell, look, you already paid 5 lakh here. I need to pay the balance 25 lakh. A purchased at 30 lakh from, let's say, Brigade Group. So he purchased this apartment from Brigade Group at what rate? 30 lakh. He has already paid 5 lakh. So balance 25 lakh needs to be paid. So he sold it to Mr. B at what rate? 38 lakh. So now Mr. B will pay 25 lakhs to Brigade Group and he will pay you total another 13 lakh rupees. So you paid 5 and he will pay you additional 13 lakh. Like Mr. B will pay you 13, you will collect the 13. So you paid 5 lakhs, you're collecting 13 lakh from Mr. B. So your net profit here in this deal is 8 lakh. So the same logic applies here. You buy at 452, you can sell it to someone at 460. Then this 8 rupees which you earned into 1,250, 10,000 rupees will be given along with the 1,97,000 what you paid. So you get back 2,07,000 if you exit on, if you exit your futures position on 16th April. So if you exit your position, how much you will collect? You will collect 2,07,000, 10,000 profit from 1 plus 1,97,000, which you have kept as a margin. So you get it. Now, if you don't exit, that means if you decide to carry your positions for the future, like for a longer period. Then on 17th April, we see what is the share price. Assuming the share price is 468. Now you are with an additional gain of 8 rupees, or I'll make it 470, assuming the share price goes to 470. So here you are in an additional gain of 10 rupees. So your total gain here would be 10 plus 8, 18 rupees. So a previous day you made a gain of 8 plus 10 rupees gain, 18 rupees. Now exchange will pay this 18 rupees to your account, and this we call it as a mark to market credit, because you're going to get that money in your account. But let us see the other way around. What if the share price had gone to 440? Then you are in a loss of 12 rupees. Exchange will ask you to deposit this 15,000, that is 12 rupees loss, into 1,250. 15,000 they will ask you to deposit. Then the share price went to 430. Exchange will ask you to deposit another 10. So you need to pay 10 into 1,250. So 12,500. So your total accumulated loss is now around 27,500. But on 19th April, if the share price goes back to, let's say, around 490 on some news, then you are entitled for a difference here. 490 plus 430, 60 rupees you are entitled to be, which will be credited, which you will receive in your account, into 1,250, 75,000. So the 75,000, if it comes to your account, 27,000 you paid, you are in a net gain of 47,500. How did I get this 47,000? This minus this plus this, so 47,000, you are in a net gain. So now that is, per share you have made a gain of 38 rupees. Now how did we get this number 38? Very simple. 490 minus 452, you are in a net gain of 38. Like this, every day profit or a loss will be calculated by the exchange, and that money would be collected from one of the party. Remember, if you buy the share here at 452, and if the share price goes to 440, you're in a loss. That means the seller is in a gain. So the whatever the money 12 rupees exchange is collecting from you will be given to the seller. So that becomes credit, matlab that becomes an input for him. Then again the share price further declined to 430. They take 10 rupees from your account, give it to the one who has taken a short position. But if the share price increases, you're in a gain of 60 rupees here. This money will be collected from the seller, and that would be given to you. So like this, every day the mark to market will be calculated by the exchange, and the adjustment would be, the required adjustment would be done. So mark to market is a procedure used for organized trading, so that the possibility of the defaults can be minimized. That means, in order to make sure both the buyer and sellers have the financial resources available to pay the losses, exchange will be calculating the gains and losses on a daily basis, and it would be collecting from the counterparty. Now this is how, basically, one more example. Let's say I took a Bajaj Auto share at 353. Remember, whenever I go long, I get money in my account only when the share price appreciates. So from 3533, the share price went to 3577. I'm in a 44 rupees gain. So 2200 would be credited to my account. Then the share price went to 3563. The share price has decreased. It's a loss for me. I need to pay 14. I collected 44. I paid 14. My net gain is 30. Like this, till you're holding the position every day, the mark to market would be calculated by the exchange and the relevant adjustments would be done. Okay, then they keep introducing you new contract. For example, right now we are in the month of April. So right now we have the April contract available with us. We have the March contract with us, and then you have the May contract available. So I think I have a better picture over here. See, so in the month of January in India, you'll have January contract, Feb contract, and then you have the March contract. As the January contract comes to an end, that is, you bought the futures at 452, the share price went to 490 on the settlement date. So the exchange will give you that profit, the difference, and that 38 rupees into whatever is the lot size. And then along with your total initial margin, it will be paid back to you. Then exchange will introduce April contract. So in Feb, you will have Feb, March, April. Like this, the exchange keeps introducing contract when the old contract expires. So if you go here, so if I click stock futures, I can see three contracts here, April, May, June. So if I'm very bullish that Sun Pharma share prices would go up, then I can go and buy Sun Pharma June contract at 455. Sorry, for the closing price is 455.65. So I can buy it. But ideally, if you see the liquidity, buyer and seller, buyer is at 453, seller is at 455. There is a huge spread, the impact cost. So this indicates the liquidity. In case if you want to sell and come out, the buyer is willing to pay only 453. For example, you bought the share here at 455, but then when you want to go and sell, buyer will be at 453. So you lose around 2 rupees as a transaction cost over there, what you call cost of as a impact cost. So typically people go for the current month contract, which is the April contract. So here you can say the buyer and seller, the difference is only 65 paise. So the impact cost is comparatively lesser. So when you're trading in the futures, preferably you buy the current month and you want to carry your position to the next month, hold it till the expiry date, sell it and carry your position for the next contract. So after the in the next session, we will be discussing about call option and put option.